Hi guys,
Hello, dear.
my name is Fee
Hi, my name is Sue.
and this is Dear Bride. Let's get right into
Another
it.
day, another big thing.
Give
Put your
another episode.
Come on.
Are you guys ready? Wait, right before we get into it, and if you have not subscribed after all these episodes, I am just giving you what to tell you. Please, Ati, hubble, click on that subscribe button and also share. And please comment down below. Engage us so that you have
How else
we
would
say
you
yo.
know?
Right. Look. So we get right into it. Yeah. By the time you enter your 30s, come on, friendship stops being about quantity and starts becoming about clarity. The group chats quiet down, the constant hangouts fade,
And then life gets louder.
yes,
Ideas, relationships, children, healing, ambition, matic,
yes,
and is all that noise. And friendships either deepen, drift, or dissolve. So what remains teaches you more than what leaves ever would.
yeah, and we dive and delve into those lessons. Number one,
Actually, so the topic is lessons on friendships impact.
there you go.
We are just small children in our 30s, but even really small age of our. Yeah.
I think like a few things. You know, we've earned at least like a stool at the table of advice, yeah, friendships. And so we want to just delve into it and share those episodes. And you guys can write down below those lessons that you have that. Silio, we have a facts, okay. Number one, not everyone is meant to go the distance, and that's not failure. I think in your 20s, you will often mistake proximity for permanence. You will think that simply because I have a history with someone, I've been friends in there for 10 years since we were in primary school, you will think and feel that we will go into the future, it will be permanent simply because you've been friends for a long time. Well, we are here to pop your bubble. Okay, not necessarily, but to just let you know that in your 30s, you are going to realize that not everyone is meant to go with you the moment. There are people who I was friends with for a long time, but once I got into my 30s, they just faded. And by the way, it's not failure, literally because all of us are changing. There are like situations that are coming in. There are many things that are coming in. And you'll find that there are those people who do not have enough base to extend to you in those seasons that you are going through. And so they will just fade. Of course, there are those that will deepen in that they will understand you. They will accommodate you. But more often than not, some ways, friends, it just won't fizzle and will just fade. The number of years you've been friends sometimes will not matter, but now that consistency will go away. Yeah. So one of them are meant to go the discount.
True. I think in terms of the proximity bit, there's an instance in your 20s where you have people leave space always.
Yes.
Because also, let's remember there are usually those three things. You have time, have energy, you better have money.
Yes.
But then the more you grow older, in an ideal situation, your career also grows, and even your capacity in terms of have a relationship, get married, it goes through transitions. As you go through these transitions, it means that you might have money, have energy, but
no time. Yes.
So it means that the intensity in which you had some friendships in your 20s will not be the same in your 30s.
Yes.
So you might have long-serving friendships that because you did not do the necessary principles you need to keep a friendship alive, they slowly fizzle out and they just die.
It's true.
Remember, as we usually say in this, inakuwa sasa leta ni kama Bible. Sometimes you're not bad, they're not bad.
They're not bad. ATMs not meant together. Yeah. For each other. And also, I think as you grow older, in terms of the energy that you're talking about and the time, I think we usually joke about this, that 9 p.m. has become the new midnight.
Yes.
You go out somewhere and I tell you're just dozing off and already sleeping, which because there's so many things, there are responsibilities, there is so much weight on you that things have completely shifted. Me, I'm telling you, I think there's a time in campus where I'd go 2 days without, like 48 plus hours without sleeping, and I'd still function. Like I'd go to class the whole day. In the evening, we are going to Sijui a sleepover where we will talk through to the next day. The next day, Sijui have an appointment where I go. At night, Sijui have a fellowship or Sijui a kesha and I would function on the other day.
Yes. And still study and pass your exams.
Yes, very well. Right now, try not on me.
My dear, I wanna sleep. Okay? I wanna sleep.
Yes, so of course there is that also. Like so much is changing. Yes, that's true.
So point 2, another lesson we are learning in our 30s. Yes. Consistency is louder than intensity. Okay, what this is just because you have someone in your space always doesn't necessarily mean they are consistent in how they show up. Yeah.
Hey, it's true.
So these are things like what we wrote down is grand gestures, spade, long voice logs, figure streets, late night catch-ups. Those are beautiful but rare. What sustains friendships now is quiet check-ins. Here doesn't need a reason, like small details. Being there for me when I'm going through an rough patch. You can be... I saw a video of Daraji B. Henson and she said that her best friend can tell when she's not okay.
Yes.
And she was in, I think, Vancouver, and this other, her best friend was Washington DC or something. And when they were on call, she realized, unaniambia you're okay, but this okay is not okay.
Yeah.
So what she did is she actually booked a trip and flew to visit her. And when she saw her the last time, akamwambia, I had that okay, and it wasn't.
And yet we are not.
First of all, let's pray that we have friendships where we have marriage. But minus the money. There's just that factor of, can I come to your home and sit down? I know we spoke about in a different episode of how check-in conversations are about it right now. For certain, you end up ever gossiping and all these things. But I feel like there's a place for that as well.
Yes, there is.
There's a place for me coming to your home without many ntaratara. What is that called?
Like without set rules, procedures, way, know-how, set dates.
Oh, you know, 6. So, can I come for dinner at your house? And in turn of you hosting me and feeding me food, there's also the factor for, can I just come sit checking on you and your family, how you guys are doing. And it doesn't have to be long. It can be an hour, 2 hours.
True.
But it also takes it to if I place something of blood donations, even if you're not able to come, are you able to check? Are you able to find out what's see if you can, talk to people in and donate such things? So it's more about consistency than intensity.
Yeah, and also I read somewhere that people know what they're doing. Do not make excuses for them, because there are people who in your life that those friendships are only surviving because you have not stopped trying yet. Yeah. It means that all the time you are the one who is reaching out, even when they outrightly know that you are overwhelmed and they're just like, they wait for you to be the ones to go all out for them. Yeah. We are talking about the opposite, where regardless of whether your friend is reaching out or not, you make it intentional. If we imagine if all of us made it an intention to reach out to the other person, whether or not they do, it would mean there would be a lot of happy relationship and a lot of reciprocity. Yeah. So I would encourage that a lot, that you reach out to your friends. I know people are busy. I know we are... There are those, of course, you're not married, that probably growing in your careers. People are in school, people are doing many things. Yeah. But I'm sure you can get a minute or two. Hi, how have you been? Okay?
Yes. So things that we are doing intentionally. For example, Mariette, I have one day in a week we learn together. So that was something we placed because we realized, a quarter can go. Yes, you talk on WhatsApp every single day or sometimes within the week. True. But you haven't seen each other. And I saw somewhere in a study that said there's no way you can deepen friendships without spending at least 38 hours together. This person. 38 or 36 hours in a week, or I think in a month. So you can't say that I will be seeing you once in a month. So 2 hours in a month is not enough to be consistent. So I've seen other pieces that have popped up, like you see guys creating group chats and sending, say, pictures, like photograms of how your week has been, or doing videos per day of what you're currently doing at whatever time. So there are many tools and many ways for you to be consistent. Because we realize there's no way you say, oh, we constantly checking our calendars. Maybe April. Oh,
I missed you. Can I see you in December?
Yeah, so I feel there's a part for friendship. To be consistent, you really need to be intentional, and intentionality is placing specific things on specific days, or creating things that are consistently happening per week. Oh, there's also, with a group of ladies, we take the high rocks together. We now have like weekly check-ins on Fridays. Just for what is happening, live, what I goes with fitness, what are you doing? That helps us also be accountable. Also, because now I say that doing 10K steps per day. Are you do 3 steps per day, so that I have something to talk about on Friday?
Yes. Which is very, very good. Exactly. I think while we are talking about it, we just mentioned it right now. Another thing you get to learn is that reciprocity becomes now non-negotiable. As you get to a point where it can not only be you who is always initiating things, you're the one who is always calling, you're the one who is always doing things. I think as you grow older, you start picking patterns very quickly. Like, I think age gives you a better lens. I think this is why people say, at your old man, you just sit seated, we see father, that I am one who is where. Imagine, to some extent, it has some truth. Okay, while I recognize that age does not come with wisdom, true, necessarily, that's a truth and maturity, but there's the lens that age will give you, especially for lived experiences, especially in friendship, where you start picking patterns very quickly and you start seeing people clearly for who they are, and you stop making excuses for people, and you start realizing, however busy someone is, whatever they may be going through, of course, I recognize them really troubles. There's at least the high they can do.
Yes.
It's not always you doing the reaching, you becoming the inchy. But this
and the interesting bit,
and without you, it's dead.
Yes. And now it's negotiable. There's this trend that's coming along where a video of friends, let's say you're 3, then there's always that person who's always the planner.
Yes.
So the one who's the princess and the one who's, yes, we know in groups or in friendships, everyone has such dynamic.
Yes.
But I think there's a place where, even though we have them at the head of the group, you hear very many of these ladies talking about how they realized the moment they stopped planning, the moment they stopped initiating, even the people they were initiating to hang out with are now not pantayo.
Yeah.
So it means that in kama KPI in corporate, everyone needs to carry their part. Whether you have someone who's overseeing or who's like the mother hen or the pap hen of the group who's initiating, coming up with the plans and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's something important.
And everyone needs to pull their side.
All right.
Yeah, wait.
Another lesson we are learning about friendship in our 30s is people are often not rejecting you. They are just overwhelmed.
Yeah, if you expect, I will just give an example, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear that you don't judge.
Yeah.
If you expect me to constantly be on call with you every single day and talk to you every single day, I might not be able to. Simply because sometimes I'm at work, I'm in meetings.
Yeah.
When I get home, I have babies. I think as early as this morning when I was talking to you, I saw my girls climb. I cannot even have like a full conversation about, sorry, can I call you when these kids are grown? So I totally understand that part where, we cannot, Like
Life is
happening and things are happening. But also, it's not that I am saying no to talking to you. I am not saying no to. And of course, that's not an excuse for me completely abandoning you. Exactly. There's the place for me still checking on you. But I think we need to limit the expectations at this age in the place of pressures.
That's true. Because there's something here we wrote. Silence is not always distance.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is survival.
Okay.
Adults are dragging invisible burdens. You learn to interpret accents with both grace, but also with healthier boundaries so you don't disappear while understanding anyone. So I think it's a balance. It's a balance of hapa hunibebi ufala, but hata kama anajua hunibebi ufala, I need you to show up for me. And then on the flip side, as you show up for me, I will give you grace as you're going through your seasons. Right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
But this doesn't negate bad behavior. If your friend has bad behavior, that is just bad manners and it's not anything else.
You just said that nikafunga your prices up. Anyway.
Yeah, you know who has bad manners.
Guys.
And we're gaslighting us, but so bad. Yeah.
Anyway, those are some of the things that we have to.
Oh, and this actually was one for overwhelmed also works well because I feel like there's the assumption that if someone is working in corporate, then they are allowed to be overwhelmed. But if you are a business owner, you're not allowed to. Because you have there's the notion that we have free time, you're not well. Just because you called me, I'm in bed at 8, doesn't mean I don't have something to do. It just means that my schedule just looks different from yours and my seasons are different from yours.
Maybe you slept at 3 a.m.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
I get. Another thing that I get to learn, that I have actually learned, is that depth replaces frequency. You may speak less, but when you do, the content and what you
yes,
is a lot. And then a friendship can survive months of silence, but still feel intact. The emotional thread remains unbroken. So it shifts from constant everyday interaction, but then of course the interaction is there, and when it's there, it's intense. Have you ever talked to someone you've not talked to them for 3 weeks, and then when you talk to them, it's like you feel like, wow, you lead that conversation feeling, wow, that was nice. So you realize depth sometimes replaces, of course, because of the factors we talked about. It replaces the property sometimes. Yeah.
But then I have a caveat.
Yes.
In pop culture, there's this something new that's coming up. So yes, we've had the praises for friendships that take, let's say, we can go periods of time without talking on a beat. But then, do you think this is a recipe for laziness?
Yes.
Recipe for laziness. A lot. One, reciprocating, taking someone advantage of someone. I know Sue will always yeah.
I get it. Yes, it is a recipe for lack of a better word, friendship disaster. Because you will always assume, I don't have to check up on her head. By the way, sometimes you end up 3 months not talking. Maybe in those 3 months, they went through depression, they lost the tribo, they gave the what. Do you think this one-off catch-up will compensate for your absence those times they needed it?
Not she.
Exactly.
So I think for this one, it would be the depth bit also should be on the consistency. Yeah, be consistent. It doesn't have to be intense always.
Yes.
But it can be consistent. Because if you've looked at how a video for when you're looking for working out, they usually say consistency doesn't mean sometimes you need to show up every day.
Yes.
But it means I can show up today for 1 hour, tomorrow for 2 hours, evo as I build. Like you can see, yes, there's a plateau or there's a dip and there's a rise, but then I'm showing up, which compared to showing up once, then the silence, and then showing up again as if we are resuscitating things, which also keeps you in the check-in culture.
Yeah.
And I think there's a part for you to be able to get depth, I feel like you need to also have experiences together.
It's true.
Aside from the check project, because there's a place for check-in, but there's a place for, I feel like there's depth in us going through experiences. It can be we've gone for a movie, or we've gone for coffee date, or we've gone for, let's say, GP cutting, and from that experience I learned something new about you.
That's true.
We will end up talking about other topics aside from just us. Yes.
It's true.
It makes the relationship rich.
Yeah, I think that I need to provide friendships where we have those one-off.
Which is a good place to also check and see. Is it why are we always resuscitating this relationship?
Hey, but then there are those ones that we are literally in ICU. Oh God. So
Yeah.
so tell us the other lesson.
So another lesson is you will outgrow friendships you once played over with. And it will ache. It will be pain. We've just spoken about grieving in friendships. Not because anyone did something wrong, but because the version of you that pleaded that friendship no longer exists. Growth is not always mutual, and that realization is both liberating and deep. And I have something to say about this. So you see, I saw a post recently that was asking, why don't we give friendships the same grace that we give romantic relationships? So, for example, if my husband annoys me right now or says something nasty, in my head I'd be like, this one you don't need malicious. So I won't automatically cut them off. But with friendships, I will automatically cut off someone if I feel like I can't legally say yes. Is that a clear representation? I'm just wondering.
For me, I think it depends, because sometimes people will, depending on how they have experienced and known you, they'll take advantage of you. If they know, even if they make malicious comments, even if they throw jibes at you, they will know you will constantly come back and seek. But now, on a level ground, if a friendship is healthy, is functional, when someone tells you something, they will see from a good lens as opposed to the lens of bias.
Yes.
So why would you see your husband in a nice sense and know that this is not malicious? Because you have cultivated the friendship, you have grown it, you have nurtured it, you've done this. So if you have nurtured, grown, the friendship is, yes, and there's safety in a friendship, I guarantee you, you will not feel mad. You will not see through
and you won't cut off someone.
And you won't cut off someone.
So,
but then if it's a friendship you've not grown, and it's,
yes,
you will definitely.
So I think that would answer the question. Both the questions that will come out from this, the outgrowing of friendships.
Yes,
I think there's the same way to put on romantic relationships is the same way to put on the friendship. I think the only difference is you do not have intimate sexual relations with your friends. That's the only difference. That minus that, they can be as intense as platonic friendships, like romantic friendships. But also on the flip side, for a romantic relationship, kuna ine factor ya gava inani recognize. The government will recognize.
I do, but this
This one. So kutoka na gava ina take time, guys. And this other one you will talk later. But I think what you've said is important. That's the only reason why sometimes a platonic friendship will not survive as much as a romantic one, is because for the romantic one, kuna the safety, the depth in terms of the time cultivated. Then we've spent 10,000 hours together.
Exactly.
Compared to friendships, because sometimes if you compare, I'm always in the face of Victor. I'm sleeping decently. When I wake up, I see him. When he comes back, he sees me. Friendships, sometimes I feel once a week or twice a week or maybe once a month. So if you compare that, I will definitely not leave my husband compared to, but I will leave you first. That's just the truth, right?
It's true.
I'll leave you first. Yeah. But if the friendship is safe,
they'll be cultivated, invested in.
Exactly.
And which brings me to this other lesson that I've learned about friendship. Yeah. That the best friendship feel like peace and not performance. performance. You don't feel like you're auditioning for a certain position or role in your friends' lives. You don't try to be interesting or agreeable. The right friendships will not require any performance. When you're tired, you will just akiwa learn a bit. When you will be genuine, you will not feel like it's I'm performing, so I have to put up a certain face. Like, for example, I'll allude to an example of a marriage group, where we are friends are doing marriage together. If this is a genuine friendship, you will start realizing that when you go and, have these meetings and everything, you will not need to put up a face, a perfect marriage, perfect what, in front of your friends. If when you go somewhere, you need to pretend, or you have to put up a face, like you have to put up this, by the way, you're the fake.
There's something wrong. Either you are not confident in who you are.
Yes. Or friendship has not given you a safe environment has given you peace. So I think even in your 30s, where is the energy to perform in the pretend? As it's so much
and gas going up. How?
With so much, like there's no energy. So I'm learning. If I have to pretend to be who I'm not in front of certain people, honestly, I'll just start nipping that from my life. And imagine it is fine. It was okay. And you also fight for you to do that. I don't know. So is there
me, I come as I am. How you see?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
When people are, measuring, me, I'm just like, I don't have. Right?
But then, let me ask you a very interesting question. In terms of a marriage lens.
Yes.
Weren't there friends that Gishoik had that were not your friends? And therefore, like, in the first days, you felt like you needed to present a certain, version of yourself and everything. And maybe some of them fizzle out or linear out. And there are those that, of course, deepen.
So the interesting bit is I met his friends before we got married.
Okay.
So the ones I didn't have in my circle, because because we've been friends, we have been friends.
We like the same group.
Exactly. So we have some mutual friends, but for the ones who are individuals, I met them before we got married. Then now, knowing Gisho, his friends are just like they are fun-loving people. They don't have this muta atala. They don't have all those. You know what? Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They don't have this hewa of measuring who has which caste, who has what. It's just doing life. So with that, I feel like we just clicked, because I wouldn't have clicked if they were not.
Yeah, I totally get it. For me, I also have my husband's friends are very good. But now, with who my husband is, there are people that had surrounded him that I needed to proceed with caution. Elders, they are Sidriho, who to date sometimes I have to proceed with caution, because they sometimes because of generational gaps, they will misinterpret an action for disrespect or for ignorance. So you have to constantly learn and find out how to behave around certain ages and certain people.
Respecting yourself so important.
One last one.
Yes. Something we are lying in our 30s is that therapy speak is a sign of lack of accountability. Shy. Too much self-awareness is an excuse to not face.
I don't usually text. I don't like calls.
As my therapist was saying, we have a lot of therapy speak. If you go to Instagram, everyone is discovering they have OCD, they have ADHD, they have
autism, ADHD.
They're on the spectrum. Big words, big words.
While we are not, of course, downplaying that, by the way.
Actually, Mimi, I'm just saying, if you don't have OCD, you like order. You're not ADHD, you just don't have structure. Some of you are not sick. Some of these are
or it could be as an excuse.
Thank you. Then some of you don't have issues with what else? Some of you don't have narcissists. You just lack boundaries. Like some of you get what I'm saying.
You don't have boundaries, but you feel like the other person is a narcissist.
Yes.
Narcissist.
Yeah. So I'm like, let's reduce the therapist. We have a lot on jargons, but that's what I'm saying.
So do you know when you go on Google and Google the symptoms, correct, and characteristics of some of these conditions, if you're not careful, you will nearly see yourself in some of them. But now people usually pick that to say they are bad, to label themselves, to evade accountability.
Thank you. So right now, mina Mutu yeyote therapist speak. If I hear you, therapist speak.
You know, my condition does not. You know, I usually
grow, please.
the way I process things.
Taki do mufanya get your tight. Just stop it. Yeah, you have a calendar. Put it on the calendar. Yeah. Anyway, guys,
It's easy to be.
what else are you learning in your 30s in terms of friendships? It could be female friendships or boy friendships. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment section and tell us. You feel free to expound on some of the things that we've spoken about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, we do recognize that there are people with these conditions. Genuinely, we are rooting for you. We are supporting you. We are going on that for you. It's going to continue seeking help. But then also, guys, let's not use some of these things as excuses. Let's be accountable. Let's have friendships that are flourishing, that will lead to better lives, in more quality lives.
Yes. And be better yourself.
Yes.
Work on you. Very evolving. All right. Bye, dears.
Bye. See you in the next one.